Chat. There's the chat. There's already one person watching. This is amazing. It might be me, but there's one person watching. I know. I should always set up the iPad chat before I push the start button. But for some reason I refuse to do that. Oh, turn that down so I don't get feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you. There we go. Chat's up. Stream's running. 2 people watching. We have a live audience today. Everyone wave at Travis. Hi, Travis.
Hi.
Hey, Negative Zero. How's it going? Just making sure everything's running smooth. And I guess if you're saying what's up, then everything must be running. I just want to make sure the text is showing up. I think I got it to work with... oh, yep. I got it to work. I got it. The background's blocked out, so it doesn't block out half the screen. And it disappears after like 20 seconds. So things are getting better. Every show, every stream, things get that much better. So I can reduce all my windows now. You know, I'm going to leave that one up. I'm just going to get rid of the web browser. Get rid of my conversation with Unisheck. I'll just minimize that. And we are good to go. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, we're running a bit late. I've spent the last hour, almost an hour, trying to get my 360 up and running. It runs. It lets me log in, and then after a minute it says, "Hey, we haven't frisked you lately. Put your email and password in." So I do, and it asked me if I want to remember it, and I checked the box, and then it said, "Oh, we can't do this now. Try again later." So I can't get on the 360 to finish measuring, because I was halfway through measuring the bases, and I got the front doors, I got the front hallway and the front ramp, and I can't get on my I can't get back on the Xbox 360 to for comparison, so I can't measure the bases. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and try a few bits of structure in the central structure, because at least I've got that measured, and it's kind of bothering me that that area isn't done, and it could be done at this point. It should be done at this point. There's a few aesthetic touches we're going to add to it later, but I want to do those after I do the base, because I don't want to repeat the same aesthetic for the central structures that I'm using in the base. So I want to make sure they're completely different areas. Where am I? I'm up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just as I said, these areas are all measured out, so I can. Oh, it looks like. Yeah. I didn't realize this roof was in here, or maybe we just use that for measurement. I'm not sure. Either way, that's got to come out. Right, we're going to put these back in place. I will do that another time. I'm just going to do a quick mock-up of how I want this to look, or not a mock-up, but get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Not a mock-up. I'm going to actually place the pieces I think are going to go here, and we're going to see what they look like. I don't want that there. I don't want that there. This just represents approximately the height of the door. It may end up being a little bit higher, but that's just this piece was actually just our visual reference for when we were testing out the man cannons. And they're way too high now. Way too high. We had to make them higher because vehicles were getting stuck on them, but I think we're just going to lower them, and with vehicles you're just going to have to be a little careful when you go over there. Anyhow, the pieces I want for this base are over here. Oh, and this area is all blocked off because I'm building something here that I don't want to show you yet. It's not ready to show you, but it's really cool. But we're gonna reveal what this is under this cover another time. It's not really a big deal. It's just that I want to show you how to do the scripting for something. Anyhow, that's got nothing to do with today. Today, all I'm doing is I'm looking for a very specific piece that we were looking at the other day, and I want to see how it fits in our doorways. And where is that piece? There it is, right there. Okay. This piece right here. I have a feeling this is going to be the perfect piece to frame our doors in the central structure. The doors on the bases, I want to make them the more triangular shape. Not so much triangular, but from the campaign, a lot of the doors where it had the shape like that, and they were like on an angle this way or on an angle that way. And I want to try to get that sort of look on the bases. But for this area here, I want to take this, and I want to flip it over, and I want to turn it, and I want to try something really cool. Let's magnetize them. There you go. See, they look really nice when they're lined up together. And the back, I can do this. See, so I can have it blend into any other structures or any other walls just by running the wall anywhere in there, and that leaves me very flexible with what is that? Oh, that's the sniper rifle. I was wondering what the hell that was. Sniper rifle. So what I can do is I can bring these in and have them line up with the corners, but first of all I have to figure out the height. So what I'm going to do is put this one over here, turn off my magnets, and I'm going to line them up to the base of this. And they can go down a little bit, but let's say 17. I'm just going to make them all the same height. 17. You see, I want them to be sticking out of the ground just slightly, or sticking into the ground just slightly. So let me just bring this one over here. See how it looks like in this doorway. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring it down a bit so that it goes down to at least this line here. So. So 17.8, that's the number we want to hit. Okay, so we'll hit that one, there. 17.8. So let's just start placing these in where they go in the doorways. Oh, that's the wrong piece. My apologies. It's this one. That's that one. That's this one. So I'm just going to roughly place them first. And once again, I'm using magnets. I don't care. See, now I wish I could see the other map because I know that there's a door frame here, but I think I'm just going to go with straight blocks there. So I don't think I need this one in behind here. So let's place it outside. There we go. And that will have a wall coming out of the straight up out of the top of it as well. Except for one problem. It's in the wrong place. There we go. Okay, these lines represent visually where the doors, like where the corners of the doors are. So it doesn't matter if they stick out a little bit, because it's this line I'm worried about here. This narrow part here should line up with the pole. It doesn't matter that this bottom part sticks out a little bit. Now, I don't know why, but the magnets are really weird on these pieces. They don't... It's like they like sticking to everything but the pieces of their own type. Okay, so... you know what, I'm going to make this as thin as possible. Yeah, maybe I can kind of match those poles. Yeah, I can too. Look at that. There we go. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll use this as my... I'll group these two together. And I'll duplicate that for each of the remaining three. Make some room. Spin it 180. I'm just going to roughly place them, and then I'll finally do the fine placement on them in a sec. Yeah, VFX, hey, how's it going? Hi, Oracle. Hi, Oracle. She's right here. Yeah, I just started a few minutes ago, and I was explaining that my Xbox 360 is not allowing me to sign in. So that's why this episode is called Flying Blind. I think it's called Flying Blind, something along that lines. Because I can't... I was supposed to be starting on the bases today, and I got all the measurements done for the front of the base, the front doors, and everything else, and I got up to this ramp here, and so I could have at least started on the base, or at least on the rest of the measurements today, but it won't let me it won't let me sign in on the 360, so we'll have to give that another shot as soon as we can. So until then, I'm gonna take care of some areas that I've already got measured that it's been bugging me that these areas should be done, but they're not. So we'll get these done instead. Yes, it's extremely annoying when you can't use something that's right in front of you. I was signed in. Hey. Oh. I signed in on it just the other day, but I cannot get back onto it today. So I'm just going to put these into place. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of placing them as best I can by eye, and then I'm going to do it the proper way shortly, as soon as everything's kind of close. Okay, so these ones I can set the x coordinate, and there we go, that's at 231. And I will set the x coordinate on these. .5, that looks good. And if you, I have a bug on my nose. If you look down here at how accurately these are placed, see that little corner sticking out there? And there's the little corner sticking out there. And there's one there, and there's, well, no, not there, because I haven't done the other coordinates for these yet. So let me do that next. Oh, sorry, I just have to be absolutely sure. These have similar x coordinates, so these will have similar y coordinates. There's something wrong with there. I'll fix that later. So these will be similar y coordinates. No, I'm going to bring these out. There we go. Oh, I see. These poles here aren't exactly properly placed. Oh no, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Right. I can do. See, what I'm using is I'm using the coordinate system to line these up perfectly, but I have to use the same piece. So I have to make sure that the parent, you see, if I grab this here, the parent is this piece on the inside, but on this one it's the piece on the outside. So I have to make sure that I'm lining up parent for parent, okay? So, oh, and these ones here, the parent, or the what do you call it? The center is in a weird place. It's down here. That's the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup them all, and I'm going to use a coordinate system to place everything so that they're very accurate. So group everything, ungroup everything. So you see these are all individual pieces. So I'm going to use the coordinate system to properly place these. Because when they're grouped like that, you have to constantly change the parent back and forth from one to the other. I think it's going to be easier to just do it this way. So here we go. See, now that they're... Oh, also I want to make sure that the... let me just check the menus. Tool settings, rotation, origin root. There we go. I want it to be center of mass. There we go. Yeah, you see, now that's at the center of mass. Now it's where I want it to be. So now I can take proper measurements. Okay, there we go. Object properties, position. Yeah, I want these to be 158. I just want to confirm that these poles are in the right position. Yes, they are. Well, you know what? I think these pieces are a bit weird because I think they're wider on one side than the other. You see how this one lines up with the pole there, and this one sticks out, and they're on the exact same coordinate, but one sticks out further than the other. So how are we going to fix that? I don't know. We'll probably just end up doing it all by eye. VFX says all the new details coming from 343 on the update have been really awesome. They absolutely have. It was very nice that they released the specs for Halo 5 Forge on the PC, and I realized that I can run it. Barely, but I can run it. I can run it at 1080p 30 frames per second, which is what I stream at anyway, so I'm not too concerned that the numbers aren't higher, but that'll do just fine. Okay, what I'm going to do is, because it's very hard to adjust these pieces based on coordinates, because the coordinates aren't, the pieces aren't symmetrical. Let's put it that way. You see, you have this edge here and this edge here, and here. Let's see if I can explain it. I'm going to take one. I just want to see how this works. So I'm going to take another one. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to turn that 90 degrees, duplicate it again, turn that one 90 degrees. So see, I've got 4 of them here. So I'm going to try selecting all 4. All 4. And I'm going to give them all the exact same coordinate. Okay. See, they all have exactly the same coordinate. And now, if you look, they don't. Well, they're really close. I can say they don't exactly line up, but they're pretty close. So what I'm going to try is this. I'm going to take this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. And I'm going to see if how they line up. Yeah, there you see. If I give them the exact same coordinate, you see they're both 82.3, and see they no longer line up. So there's a problem with this piece, is that the mathematical center is not in the right spot. It's a little bit off to the side. So those should be perfectly lined up. That's why I'm having a hard time lining these all up, because they don't line up. As simple as that. So what I'm going to do is just place the first one in each corner, and then do the rest. I'll place the outside corner, or the outside corner of the doorway on each one, and then the rest I'm just going to line up by eye. Or line them up by magnets first and then line them up by eye. So I know that these pieces are correct. So I'm just going to verify that these poles are correct. And they aren't, so let me try. So it's the x coordinate I'm looking at. Okay. So let me line up the x coordinate on all 4 of these. See, if these poles are all lined up, then I know I can line the doors up to them properly. So position, the x coordinate, it is lined up. See, there we go. It's at 239. Now these 4. There we go. 254. So they are perfectly lined up. And just to verify, these are lined up this way, because I think I moved it by hand earlier. No, see, 150. Perfect. Okay, so these yellow poles are all exactly where I need them to be. So I'm going to just do what I was doing before and line these up to the outside poles, and then just do everything else everything else by eye or by measuring stick, which is the other thing I can use. Yeah. Except that doesn't even work because I don't know if you can see this, but you see that blue? It's sticking through the measuring stick. This piece is square. That's weird. It drifted off to the side. Okay, I want to make sure my snaps are all correct here. Rotation type is at world. Pivot is at orange. Pivot is now at center of mass. Rotation, movement type world. Okay, everything's the way I want it to be. So we'll place the first ones. And I should turn magnets off. I just want to see where that one is because I'm going to be playing around with the height. You know, I'm going to get rid of the master one right here. Okay. Because I'm going to be doing select all. Select all of, and then I'm going to set the height. First of all, I have got a bug crawling on my ear under my headset. Go away. Can someone swat this fly? It's like driving me nuts. It's the smallest damn thing, but it keeps bumping into my face. Don't worry about it.
So I can grab it.
See, you can grab it. You can grab it? Great. Yeah, we were out at the stables earlier, so I probably smell like horses. So we're just gonna lower them all first of all. 17.8, very nice. Okay, and then I'm gonna place the first ones. The center of these marks. The center of these marks the corner of the doorway, so they should be in a bit. $229. Oh, right. Let me grab this one. It's over. Where'd the other ones go? I had a bunch of them out here. Oh. There they are. They're out here. I was out the wrong side. Okay. I think I'm confusing myself more than anything. Yeah, I'm going to use the hill marker for measurements, just to make sure they're exactly the same. Yeah, there's something odd here. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with the rotation. My snap is at 45. And all these pieces are just slightly out of whack. I don't know what it is. I must have hit something wrong. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset the orientation on all of them. There we go. Let's get rid of my line of sight. I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but this is what we use for measuring our line of sight from one position to another. We can just put that wherever we want and line it up with the proper things so that like we know that we can snipe into that doorway from the bridge and into the top of the base. Anyhow, that's what that's for. And of course all of them seem to lead to the middle area, so I'm just going to move them out of the way now so we can put them where I can see them. Just so that they're out of my way. There's another one. Just annoying to have to look at them. There we go. Okay, that's that one. I wonder if I change this to... If I change the hold on a second. I'm just having a thought. I remember I said these don't line up. But they do when they're opposite each other. And they do when they're that way. So yeah, I can do this. I can do this using the coordinate system. But just two at a time, and they have to be opposite each other. Yes, I can. Very good. I can do it. Ah, that's a relief. Yeah, that's a relief. So I can do it using the coordinate system. I don't have to fiddle around with barriers and stuff. Oh, the stream is smoother. That's really good to know. I did lower the bit rate from 4500 to 4000, so and the quality still seems to be fairly good. So hopefully that's all we need to do, because I really want to make sure that this stream is running perfectly smooth before the 8th. And I'm also going to be trying to stream games from the PC between now and then as well, to make sure I can stream Halo 5 Forge without a problem. Okay, so to the middle of the beam, 159. To the middle of the beam, 159. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I can use the coordinate system, so this is going to go a whole lot smoother. I just have to go from the outside in, that's all. So 229. 229. Very good. Okay, so the inside ones, Let's just rotate them into place first. That one's right. That one is certainly not right. And there we go. $263. So both of these will be $263. $263. Very good. Yes, it's all holding together beautifully so far. Wait, all four were 263, right? $263, beautiful. Okay, so all four of these are going to be $230. And now the only difference between them is the width, which I can do like so. I'll grab this one, and I'll grab this one, and we'll change the x coordinate on it. Just until that, the overlap, see that yellow line that's dropping? That's the overlap. As soon as that disappears. And then one more. So 165.5. And then do the same with these. And I know it's going to end in a 5. So 222.5. There we go. There's our doorways done. Let's see what they look like. Not bad. That's a good view. These doors have to be wide enough to easily fly through in a Warthog, but we don't want flying vehicles to go through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set us up with, once I complete them that is, we're going to set us up with vehicle blockers. And the way I'm going to do that is, let's go down to extras, invisible blockers, vehicle. And I'm not sure what size I need, but I know I need at least a 16 by 32. Okay, let's see how that fits. That'll do. And here's how I'm going to do these. I'm going to stick it with a magnet. As I said, these pieces are weird. I don't know where the magnets are on them, so I'm not going to bother with it. We're going to just stick this like so. Maybe we'll do it where it's actually inside, like right on that line right there. No, I want a taller one. So let's get a I was 16 by 32, so let's get a 32 by 32. Nope. We need a 32 by 64. There, that's what we need. And all these are going to do is they're going to make it so that we can easily go through with the driving vehicle. So we're going to test this out right now. So this line here, and no, not there. See, I don't want mongooses getting their wheels snagged on that, so I'm going to make this so that it's right to there. Okay, so no mongoose will get hurt. we go. Yes, you like the new chat box? It took me forever. I set that up ages ago and I could never get it to work properly. And because it had a background, it asked you what the background color was, and it was RGB. And editing on it was a bit wonky. I don't know if they fixed it yet, but when you're on the what's it called again? I keep wanting to say Streambox, but I know that's not right. On StreamJar, that's what it's called. On StreamJar, it's you pick your colors as RGB colors, not web colors. So I went RGB and I accidentally typed another number in, and it went RGBA, and then I realized, oh yeah, RGBA, the A is the transparency level. So I just put the number was 0255 or whatever the red color was, or the background was, and then it didn't matter what the number was, because then I just went comma and then 0.0 for the transparency, and that made the background invisible. So from that point on, it was no problem. Right, I don't have any wasp out here. It was no problem getting the chat up without that solid black box in behind it. At first, I was set it up for green screen, and it just looked terrible. Terrible. But it looks great now, and it seems to work. And this way, if you're watching on YouTube later, you know what I'm talking about when I'm chatting to people. Okay, so we're looking for a flying vehicle. And let's see. Let's right, just a standard one. We're gonna try all three. Benchy, sword, and Phaeton. Oh, be quiet, you. I know you're happy to be in my map, but you don't need to make those noises. And we're gonna try ramming them. Wait, you know what we'll do too? Let's just add like a roof to this. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it, but it'll probably be right there anyway. Yeah, let's make it higher. Okay, and let's get these guys out of the way. And let's hockey puck the posts, our door measurement posts. Done this 100 times already, so I select that, and I'm going to select these 4 posts just so that they aren't interfering. Whoops, missed it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Group. And let's just get those out of the way. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to fly through here. We're trying to not fly through here. We want to make sure that you can't get flying vehicles into the cavern in the middle. We want to make that infantry and land vehicle only. So let's give it a try. Stuck. We'll have better luck with the Banshee. Still do that? Can we still shoot the wings off these things? I don't know. You can. Nice. So let's get the other one off. There you go, wings are off. It's all smoky and fiery, but yeah, see that's no good. I can get in quite easily. Probably didn't even have to shoot the wings off. Tried to barrel roll in. I'm sure a better pilot than I could get in there. But yeah, too easy. So let's try this instead. We have to figure out a height that's right to get a mongoose through with a gunner. Sorry, mongoose? Warthog. Screenshots of Forge on the PC from GameStop show that they're adding the rest of the rep pool into Forge. Fantastic. That is nice. I'm going to be updating a lot of maps. Okay, so that's really easy. So what we have to do now is find the right height for this. So I'm just going to drop it down 2 positions. 3 to start, and then we'll drop it down until we can't get in anymore. Yeah, you see, if you get up on here, you get kind of stuck. So I'll have to be a little bit higher. If the wheel bounces up on this ledge, you kind of get caught up on it. Let's try that again. Yeah, you do. So it's got to go up a bit. Let's try that. Yeah, you could kind of feel it, but it didn't really upset the vehicle or anything. And yes, I'm intentionally hitting the wall to see if I can climb the side. Yeah, that's not too bad. I could feel it, but it didn't really do anything. So let's try flying again. Oh, there ain't no way I'm getting in there. See, I can't even get a wing under it. Let's take a run at it. Not a chance. Okay, we got it figured out. We'll obviously do more testing another time. Oh wait, Phaeton's bigger, so... Oh wait, the Wasp is smaller. Wow, even at its lowest. See, I raise it up, drop it down, and even as low as I can go, it still gets snagged in there. When you can't actually land these, you just hover above the ground. Nope. Not getting in. Okay. As I said, further testing is required, but for now that's looking good. We're just going to invisible block all 3 doors like that, right down to the skinny bit. So let's just we'll just delete that now and get it back later. I swore I had another one. Let's go look. Vehicle blocker, and it was a 16 by 32. Select all of, it's just the one, so we're good. Okay, we're good. All right, let's get the rest of this interior done. Now these are straight up walls, I believe. And this is an entranceway. That's going to be one of those, as I said, it's going to be a diamond-shaped entranceway. It's kind of sort of like the opposite of what you're seeing here. The shape you're seeing here. And maybe we can just flip them upside down, see what happens. Get rid of this one. Right, the outside one will get another piece for each one, right? So we can just use our favorite toys, and we can just magnetize those. And then we'll hand place them afterwards. We're just gonna magnetize them to stick them kind of in the right place, because there's going to be a solid wall coming out like so. Like right about there. So that's why I like these pieces, because you can put this anywhere you want along here, and it'll fit just fine. So anywhere up to the narrow bit. Okay, cool. Let's drop this back down. And let's save. So repeat this out here. As I said, these are just placeholder. We're gonna fine tune these positions, the position of these shortly. Or we can do it right now. Let's just get it done now. And by fine-tuning, all I mean is, you see there's that line in between them. I just want to slide them over, turn off the magnets, put on our Z-Fighter snap, and just get right in close, and make sure our movement type is set to world. And we're going to just fiddle with this, and we just want to get rid of that line between the pieces. They don't perfectly line up though. That's really odd. It's like the piece itself is just not perfectly perfectly symmetrical from one side to the next. It's pretty close, but it's a pixel or two off. Very good. Come on. Very good. Yeah, just the two on the outside. And you realize these are not final colors, I hope, too. Oh, speaking of colors, we have to go color our bridge. I just remembered that the other day, right after we were done shutting it down, I realized that we have to, something Oracle said made me think about it, that we have to actually paint the color of the bridge rather than rely on it being the primary color. It's supposed to be blue anyhow, so I'm gonna go in and I have to tear this bridge apart. I see there's a one-way oh, there it is. The one-way shield is the one I want. It's the one right on the bottom. All I have to do is go through. Oh, first of all, I have to do is go through and ungroup everything. The one-way shield, and assign it to a team. So we're going to assign it to attacker, and look what happens. It turns blue. And that way I don't have to reserve the primary color for just the bridge itself. I can use it, go back to using it the way I was using it. So there's a blocker on top, and what I want to do is I'm going to do the hockey puck trick. And I'm going to stick it on here, and I want to get the get this blocker off of here. There we go. Because I want to see if the this other energy, wait, that's an energy barrier. I'm just going to duplicate it to see if it's the right one. No, you see, this is the actual breakout energy barrier. That's not what I wanted. So I want the one that's just slightly underneath it. Actually, you know what? I can just move it by hand. That's not a big deal, because I know where it goes. It's this one. It's the shield one way. And all I want to do is make that attacker as well. There we go. Simple as that. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm going to drop this back down. Oh, I'm sure now I can't see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Because this is our physical bridge. Oh, no, wait. We have a blocker on top of it. But this just helps with the look of the animation, because it kind of has the light bridge look to it. Hey, you know what? I can put it down a little bit lower. You can't see where it is, because I can barely see where it is. And now I've completely lost it. It's so hard to see these things. You see, you can see that yellow line there. But once it gets inside that unit, you cannot see where it is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to duplicate it. It's so hard to see. I don't know where it is. I had to delete it. There it is. There it is. I found it. So what I'm going to just do is line my camera up with it. Because you just can't see it. Oh, sure. Now it has magnets. See, what I'm trying to do is duplicate it. And stick another one with the magnetize it, stick it to it. Oh, there we go, there we go. See, you can't see it very well, but there's a barrier here. See, I'm gonna stand on it. See, and it's stuck to another one that's the same thing. And I'm gonna group it, lock it together, and then that way I can see this one as I'm lowering it, because the other one, once it gets inside the bridge, you can no longer see where it is. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it, you see there's two barriers here. There's the one with the X's and there's the one with the hexagons. You can't see that very well either until it's all together. And I'm trying to put this one, sandwich this one between it, but it's really hard to see where it is. So now I can just do this, just drop it down manually, turn off my magnets, and I still can't really see it. There it is, there it is. I can see this blue line. See, now I can kind of sort of see where it is. And it still needs to go a little bit lower. You know, I wish I could right there, I can do that. See, even that doesn't really help. See, if you tap on a button, you get a yellow frame around it. If you tap up on the D-pad, so hard to see. Okay, you know what else? What else I could do is I could do this. Here's another thing I can do. I can spawn another one of these hockey puck things. Primitives, cylinders, and it's just the smallest cylinder. And I'm going to magnetize it. And I'm going to stick it right to the middle. There it is. You see the top of it is Z fighting with the energy barrier. Okay, so what I can do is I can group it with the energy barrier. See, group them together. And now I can lower it down until it goes halfway through the barrier. So I'll just lower it. Oh wait, turn off my magnets. And somehow they came ungrouped. Okay, it's back. Oh, that's why I probably didn't actually select it. There we go. One big happy group. Now I can lower this until the hockey puck, which represents the top of the barrier, is halfway through my white line. There we go. That's where I wanted it. And for something you can barely see, that was a lot of work. But there's this like blue sheen, like a hard light sheen that goes through it. And I wish you could see it better, but well, maybe you can once we change the to the nighttime canvas. Maybe you will be able to see it. So we should have a look at that right now. So I'm ungrouping it. I'm deleting the second barrier, and I just went and deleted the whole thing, didn't I? Oh no, wait, is it in there? I can't tell. I think I royally messed up. I can tell if there's a 24 by or 32 by 48 barrier missing, then I'll know I've messed up. Okay, so let's see. Barriers, they are in breakout, right? Barriers, energy. Oh, wait, it's 32 by 64. That's the one I used. Select all of, and there's just the one. So I did accidentally delete it. I feel so bad, but I deleted it. So we're just going to place this one in. And I just realized now I can use the magnets to stick it to the middle. Oh, except the barriers that are in there don't have magnets, of course. What else is new? So that's a good position there. And I'll just do it by eye again. Yeah, in every other game, the energy barriers have just jumped right out at you. I think the good example of that is the same energy barrier in Halo 3, which I used to denote the edges of the first Griffball cord I built on Avalanche, and it was never made it to matchmaking because it had honor rules, but I used those energy barriers as actual barriers, and you could see them from all the way across the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the coordinate system to push this back down into the middle. And see, even where it intersects with the side pieces, you know, usually you would see like a line where it hits the snow, but you don't even see that. Because the blue one that's in there, that's the other energy barrier. So I think that's in a good position now. It's in between the two barriers that are there. So I don't want to mess it up further. So I'm going to put this one back in place. And ungroup that. Deselect, select just that. And there we go, hard light bridge. With the right colors, and the colors aren't going to change by depending on the game. Now, here's what could happen though. If you're in like an assault game type and it switches sides, the bridge color will change as well. It'll change from red to blue. So let's save here. And I'm not touching this bridge again. All that to change the color of a bridge. I'm supposed to be focusing on this here, because once I place these doors, I'm going to do the same for all these doors. Now you see, Nilipudin guessed and put this piece here, and that's the sister piece to that one there. They don't fit together, but that does look good there. But I'm going to be using the same doors for this area here, front and back door of this area, so that they match up to this one. So, you know, even though the game's been around forever, you're still going to get people that are playing Halo 5 on the PC for the first time. And believe it or not, there's people that have never played on Avalanche. So I want to make sure that they can associate, when they see this door frame here, that they associate that door with this opening here. So I want that door frame and this door frame to match, so people don't get confused first time playing, and they'll see this type of door frame, they'll see the same type of door frame there. The bases will have a different type of door frame, and the teleporters out here, the door frames for the teleporters are going to fairly closely match the doors that lead into the base, so that they associate base with base, and the centerpiece with centerpiece, and that's why there's not going to be any common design elements between the two. It would be so much easier if I could just use the same door everywhere, but I don't want to do that. And I like the look of them here. So where are we at? We're going to make doors over there as well. So I'm just going to maybe I'll just group and copy. Yeah, these pieces here are 1, 2. I'll group those, and I'll copy those because those are already positioned nicely together. So I'm going to bring these into here. Yeah, that piece will have to go, unfortunately. I wish this piece melded up with the other one because they're right next to each other in the menu, but they don't appear to blend together very well. There's no common angles or shapes on them. So this, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to, you know what, I'll start with a door. Because this door is on a weird angle. Oh no, it's on a 45. Yeah, I hadn't really given this much thought as to how I'm going to, because it has to turn 45 degrees, and these are 90-degree pieces. You see, so this door here is like so, and that one's like so, and maybe they blend. Yeah. Once we get all the pieces in, maybe they'll go together. I don't know. Let's just plunk them all down, see what happens. All right, these yellow bars signify the opening, not the door frame itself. They signify where a Spartan can pass through. See, a Spartan should be able to pass through right there. So I wonder if I can just use these pieces for the whole tunnel. That would be kind of nice. So let me try something. Let's get rid of that. I almost could. I could almost just make the tunnel out of these pieces. Well, I'm going to try. That would be kind of nice if I could do that. Let's make sure that doesn't stick out the back there. No. No, wait a sec, because this... Yeah, as I say, this door is on a weird angle. Where is it? Yeah, it is. That's okay. That's okay. In that case, I'm just going to delete this piece. And I'm going to copy these pieces here. All as one. And just hand place it. See what kind of angles I get with it. Shoot, I lost it. There we go. See, now I can just turn this as one piece and figure out what angle this is at. Let me put all the vehicles back. Map options, go way down to the bottom. Respawn all objects. Reset all objects position. Oh, and of course, you're just out of place, aren't you? Okay. Don't need you. You see that? You see, that is a bit of an angle, strange angle, you see? But that may just have been a mismeasurement, because Nilipudin did say that I didn't get the measurements right for the doors because you should be able to fit the vehicle differently. So what I'm going to do is keep this measurement, and I'm going to kind of separate these, kind of, sort of. I'm going to separate that, but I'm going to keep this as a group. And I'm going to keep this as a group. And oh, wait, no, I got to keep them together. Because what I'm going to do is put the one in the right place, and then I'm going to slide the other one over to match. See, I'm going to put this one here. No, you see that? That doesn't work. Let me just drop this down to represent the floor. Yeah, you see, if I have this out here, this sticks way out. Okay, I have to find another way to do this. There we go. I'm sure there's a simple way, it's just eluding me at the moment. Right, if I turn them out forward, right, because they're narrower this way. Okay, maybe I can get away with doing it like this. Halfway through that way. Halfway through that way. And it still kind of fills this area. So let's turn it around. So that it's flat there, you see? I'll fill that in with snow. And it's still... Yeah, that's not going to work. These pieces are just not going to work here. Unless I simplify things. That'll work. That will certainly work. I can even afford to make them bigger. So what's that height? That height is... Ooh. I just about reset my entire map.
Oh.
Wait, no, that was... Oh, never mind. That was just resetting, resetting object positions. Things that are out of place. Object properties. Position. Let's make it 45 even. So, let's take all this. Right? This. 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 And this. And let's make them all 45. Let's get you out of there before you hide. Yeah, you see, that'll work. Look at that. That'll work just fine. Lots of room for your feet. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Kinda looks good too. See, I knew there was an answer in here somewhere. So that's 4 pieces that are all back to back, and that's narrow on this end. So I can continue that idea, but I can bring this out. So halfway through the pole that way. Oh, then it has to come halfway through the pole this way. There we go. Come on, silly magnets. There we go. Now that really does stick beyond the edge of the platform. In that case, I'm going to ungroup that. Shut off magnets. And I've just made a closet. Oh yeah, that's gonna work beautifully. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. We can pull that snowbank over a little bit. Nice. And I can continue this wall using the more of the same piece. I hope. I hope. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. You know what? I can fill that in with rock. This ugly bit that's sticking out here, I have no problem making putting another rock face in there because we're saving so many pieces now. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. I'm stuck. Right, what was the height again? $45. So let's see what we can do as far as lining up these walls. What is that piece right there? Is that a piece of snow? Oh, that's a piece of invisible blocker. Yeah. So that is a piece of nothing. Yeah, you see, we can make these walls blend into each other. So I can line that up with this. Taking two of these back side to side. I can get rid of this one. I'll just do that. And I'm gonna group them. Sorry, select these two pieces and group them because I like they're already stuck together. Duplicate them. And I'm gonna turn them on an angle that fits that area. So I'm gonna line up the two poles. You see those two yellow poles there? I'm gonna line them up. And I'm gonna see, because I don't think they're quite a 45-degree angle. No, I see they're way off. So I'm gonna line them up to what they are in Halo 3, and turn my rotational snap back down to 1 degree, and just line them up. And I think that's got it. Okay, now that I have this angle, I'm going to let go of it, select it again, come back out here, make another one, and see it's already preset to the same angle. So all I have to do now is make them the same height. $45. And for some reason I only grabbed one of them. Yeah, make them both 45. And that way I can just run them into each other and they'll perfectly blend, see? Like they almost disappear when you blend them nicely. And that can be that entire wall there. So what I'm going to do is put these together as close as I can. Oh, you know what? Let's try something. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to leave a gap between them. And I'm going to put a piece of glass in there. See? That's going to look really good with a piece of glass stuck in there. Or two pieces. And they need to go from... Actually, they don't need to be that big because they're only... Here, I'll show you where they're going. They're only going from this pole to that pole. So... You know what, I'll group them together right now. and I can always fiddle with the width of them again. So they're all grouped together now. That's good. Now I have to make this one longer, obviously. Yeah, so I have to stick one more piece on there. So let me get this one out of the way for now. And just grab a... I just need a single, just as a spacer. And it just has to match that one there. See, it just needs to fill that gap there. You need to zoom right in on it. Just put it on your Z fighter. And there you go. Nice and tight. Okay, now this piece goes from here to here. Turn off your Z fighter. I have an idea. Because that angle gets turned there. All I need to do is duplicate that again. Yeah. Duplicate that again. Just come out here where there's room to do it. And it didn't duplicate. There we go. Make it 45. See, I'm using a few too many pieces, but I can just go through and delete the ones I don't need when I'm done. Position. Set that to 45. And slide it into place. And we will rotate it. You see, now this one has to meet these two pipes here. And you see we have another one of those windows. And now we also have, we can line that up with the other, oh wait, no, we can just turn, what can we do with that? Yeah, we'll have to get rid of that one piece. Yeah, we can get rid of that one piece because there's going to be... let's just ungroup that. Kill that one piece. And we're just going to come in from here. But now that I see this, I want to add I want to make a third one of those right here. Yeah, I certainly do. I want to make... Oh no, I can't because it has to be the third one in because of this piece here. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to put a giant Snow boulder covering that mess up there, the backs of all these pieces. Wait, do I even need them all now? Yes, I do, unfortunately. Yeah, I like that though. That once I get rid of these yellow poles, that's gonna look good. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we just have to continue it for here and then put a back on it here, and it can't really protrude too much out into the space here. But it's going to have to. Not necessarily. Let's just let that piece go ahead left over here. Let's put that to the right height. Hey Buster 832. I'm fine. And I'm enjoying my forge. Right now it's just like a big Lego set. I'm trying to get everything to fit. See, this door has to come over here and head to there, but you see how it sticks out here? I don't want that. So I wish these pieces had like flat pieces or half size that you could just take one chunk of it and line it up, but there's no other piece that I've seen in the game that lines up with these, with that particular shape. So we're gonna have to make something work here. Like, I don't mind it sticking a little bit out here, but you have to be able to drive a vehicle through this space right here. I don't know, we'll figure out something. Huh. Maybe just a straight wall. I don't know, I'll think of something. Let's try something here. Let's drop this down. Nope. See, because I'm really liking the look of this wall here. Like, almost to the point where I think I want to make another one of those openings here. And then, you know what? I don't need... Oh, yes, I don't need these to be on an angle. If I make these flat, then I can make the door out here flat, like so. Watch. See, I can make the entrance flat like this, fill this in with snow on the back. So the entrance will look like this, and it will look like... Oh, wait a second. Well, whatever angle this is. Oh, right, and the height has to be 45. And it's not. Yeah, see, I can make the outside like so. Because the door is actually right there. The door is right there. I'll worry about the inside door later. Let's get that out of here. Yeah, so all I need to do is continue this just like I did with these pieces. So what I should actually do is duplicate that piece as my doorway. So let me kill this piece here. This is the one I like in here, so let me duplicate that. And why is it not duplicating? Because I'm not leaving it enough room. Still? Let me get rid of these. I don't need these. Why is it not letting me duplicate? Oh, wait. Is there how many are there? It's just the two pieces. I'm not hitting any kind of limit, am I? Nope. Oh. Oh, that's why. It's all four. Yeah, I don't need all four. That's the problem. Oh, it's four? So there's another one in here I don't even need. Oh. Right, I did say I was going to take care of that after. Yeah. I'll just take this one and this one. Group them. There we go. That's what I needed. Right there. And what I'm going to do to match the angle of this door is I'm not going to guess. I'm going to duplicate this again. Set them to the same height. And I'm going to turn this one so that it's already in the right position. I'm going to place this one by hand, and I'm going to, when I rotate it, I'm going to rotate this one and this one at the same time so that they'll both rotate to the shape of the door. So whatever angle one is at, the other one will be exactly the same. So there's your trick of the day. You may not understand what I mean, but I'll show you in a second. I'm going to put this one here. And I'm going to put this one over here. And what I want to do is I want to rotate them so that they're both in the doorway. But I don't know exactly what angle, so I kind of turn it by hand until it's the right angle. But what I end up doing is turn them both at the same time. So actually, let me get this one out of the way. You don't need to see this one turn to see this one. But we're going to select this one, and we're going to select this one, and we're going to turn our rotation snap to 1 degree, and I'm going to turn one into position, and it's going to turn, by default, it's going to turn the other one so that it's exactly the same angle. So that when we put them in the doorway, they're going to be perfectly square with each other. So there's your trick of the day. So I'm going to slide this. See, I have to match the angle of this post to this post here from Halo 3. And I'm moving all four of them at the same time. I think this will make more sense once I get them into position. But so we're going to have to line this one, line this post up with that post there. See? what you do is you put them so that you see how they're popping through. They kind of look egg-like. Well, you make them look exactly the same, and then you know they're perfectly lined up. See now when the right side's too big, and now they're, let me just pull them through a little bit. See, they're almost exactly the same size. That means that your wall is perfectly lined up with the two of them. Now this wall out here is also lined up. It's it's on the same angle, same height. But so, well, now I'm going to let go. You see, I don't have them grouped. I have two groups of two individual. The group for the right side door and the group for the left side door. So when I ungroup them, unfortunately, it doesn't go back to the two groups. It goes back to 4 individual pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two. I'm going to select these two, put them back into their group, and then I'm going to select these two and put them back into their original group. See, now that I've done the rotation, I'll show you why I did that. See, I'm going to put this as the opposite door, and the angle is exactly the same. See, when I look face to face, well, once they're lined up, they'll be exactly the same angle. Now, it's just that piece I need to do. This piece here is right in the middle, so it can bugger off. So let's just delete that piece. This is the only piece I need is this piece for the doorway. And so I'm going to line them up manually the same way I did before. Halfway through the pillar this way. Halfway through the pillar this way. Halfway through this pillar. Halfway through that way. Now they should, if my measurements are all right, they should be lined up perfectly, and they're not. So in order to line them up perfectly, we're going to pull them out of there. Wait, make sure I got them both. 1, 2. We're just going to pull them both out until they're away from everything else. Pull them out into the clear here. And we're going to make them line up. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to grab one of these, duplicate it, reset its position, and we're going to find out what angle these are turned at just by selecting one of them, checking its properties. Rotation, so it's 145.5. So we're going to rotate this to be 145.5. Well, of course, it's the other way around, so let's do it there. There we go. 145.5. And it's probably the completely different. Yeah, it's a completely different. Yeah, that's a funny thing about rotating. You go to one block rotates one way, and then the other one rotates the other way. First I'll have to fix this. How about I just reset it? There's another way. Do it by hand. See, that is so close. And you can tell you had the same rotation as when they pop out at when you slide one piece in through the other, if it goes across, that means you have to tilt it a little bit more. So let's tilt it another ½ degree. And when you slide from one to the other and it just pops in and out, then you know they're pretty close. So let's yeah, actually that was pretty close. The last one was closest. Yeah, so you see what I'm doing there? you just do the same thing with this piece. And now the faces of them are almost identical. So when I get rid of this block and you look at the front, you see they line up almost perfectly now. So that's our doorway. So all I have to do is group this with this, one big group. Make sure the height's still 45 degrees, or 45 units. It's actually not, so let's move it up. And we'll slide our door frame into position. Now it may not line up perfectly with these poles here, but we've already determined that they are not all that precise. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this where we want it to be, this doorway, and then we're going to just slide this one back, and they're going to be exactly the same. Okay, now I can ungroup it, and then as I promised earlier, all I have to do is make sure that my movement type is set to world and it won't change positions, and I just slide it over until it's where I want it to be, and the front of the doorway will still be perfectly square with the other one. You really can't see those poles in the way, but they're perfectly lined up with each other and on the same angle. And then I just have to match the piece in here up to this one. But I'll do that another time because I'm going to pack it in. Tomorrow night we're going to do a proper build. Hopefully we can get Nullapudding back. Nullapudding. I keep calling him Nullapudding. We'll get Nullapudding back in here, and we'll get some proper building done. You know, after looking at those other doors, I'm almost thinking of lowering these a bit, but yeah, maybe not, because in the original one there was a kind of a still around the same height too. No, I think I'll leave those as they are. Maybe drop them a little bit to get rid of this this little thing here. So let's just see what that looks like. That's already grouped anyhow, right? And that's grouped and that's grouped. And let's just drop all these down. Yeah, that looks perfectly fine. That actually even looks better. Yeah, that does look better, I think. Drop them down a little bit. Yeah, we'll keep that. So, reviewing, this is what we did. Not much. But we came up with a design for this area here, which is kind of neat, kind of unexpected, because I didn't realize you could blend these pieces together like that. It's nice that you can also blend them together so that they form a wall without having to look too convoluted. How's that? Looks good, doesn't it? We'll get some kind of roof in. We'll get some kind of roof on the top of it. Nothing too ornate. Might just be one single piece. Or if it looks really good, maybe we'll put glass on top. Or no, we had already decided that we want this to tie in with the actual physical structure. So this is probably going to have a block that goes right from this corner straight up into there, and it completely fills that. So that's probably what we're going to do with that, but I also want to clean up the look of this here because that looks pretty terrible. So we're still going to make it so that you can walk off right here. That's not going to change, but I kind of want to block all that in anyhow, because here I want to show you something from this side here. You can still see a tree root dangling underneath one of the blocks there. So we're going to grab one big slab of ice, and we're going to fill this in from here, and just covering these, and then straight down there covering the back part of this crevasse where you can see all these pieces sticking through. Oh, I found another group. We'll have to ungroup that later. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you either tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, and thanks for watching. Oh wait, how do these pieces support textures? I don't even know if they do. Let's find out. They have no textures. They have color, they have the metallic, and that's that. But that's okay, because someday they might, because they add textures to more and more pieces. So someday they might add textures, and at that time we'll just drop some textures onto them. But as they are now, they're going to be the kind of like metallic, silver metallic. Once we get the primary and secondary colors established, maybe a little bit of a blue metallic depends because we're going to go with the nighttime canvas. So yeah, I like the look of that. We'll just have to fill in a few awkward spots. Might just leave that. Whoop. Oh, don't mess it up. After all that, don't mess it up. Oh no, I messed it up, because these were supposed to be perfectly aligned. And you know what? I know where it was. It was halfway through that pillar. Yeah, and I can see it. It's still aligned. Still almost kind of aligned. I can always do it again. This is Forge. It's easy. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. See you tomorrow.